This is the user interface for Speakwise. So over here you have your input and your lambda adjustment. Over here you have your outputs. So the user can either upload their own audio file, they can record their own audio file, or they can upload an audio file online using a URL. So for this demonstration, I'm just going to use a file from uClass, which is a speech database. Next, the user or the speech language pathologist will adjust the repair intensity. So they can adjust it based on how much they want to edit. 0 is minimal edits, while 1 is a strong rewrite of the transcript. So for this demonstration, let's do an optimal range around 0.6. Then you just run the pipeline. Okay, so here we have our raw whisper transcript, and here we have our repair transcript. So let's compare the audio, the original versus the final. Just wait for this to load. Okay.
At Easter, first Thursday, we went to my nan's because my parents were going to a friend's wedding, and we went home on Saturday. We didn't do much, we just stayed in because it rained, but
Okay, so that speech was pretty stuttery. You heard a lot of pauses and a lot of just vocal disfluencies. Now let's hear the repaired version.
At the start, first Thursday, we went to my nan's because my parents were going to a friend's. We were waiting, and we went home on Saturday. We didn't do much, we just stayed in because it rained. But I think it was on the Sunday. No, that day. We went to this train museum. It was okay, but it was a bit boring.
So you can hear how there's no stutters and there's no pauses. You can tell by the length of the audio clip that it's the speech rate is much faster and it's much more fluent and just more understandable. And you also hear that even though there's no more stutters and there's no more pauses, it still sounds like the original voice. Like, let's compare it really quick.
I think it was on the Sunday. And then, at my nan's, I played bowls. We went and played.
Yeah, like they sound very similar, almost identical. And so that's the power of voice cloning, and that'll just help the child to enunciate the words more accurately with how they truly should, instead of just using like a robotic TTS. And finally, we have our diff view where you can see where it changed words, and you can see like removing any sort of repetition words or removing stutters. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching my demo.